In this video, we'll be taking a look at 5 college football games happening on November 8th, 2025, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 10 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 5 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Iowa versus Oregon. One of the most significant matchups in the country unfolds in the Big Ten on Saturday, as the Iowa Hawkeyes welcome the Oregon Ducks to Kinnick Stadium. For the home team, this contest functions as a near-elimination game. Oregon has handled most of its schedule with relative ease, but the Ducks have faltered when facing stronger competition. While they hold several wins that appear impressive on paper, a closer look reveals some cracks. Their victory at Penn State, for example, looks less remarkable now than it did a month ago. The Ducks have depth and athleticism on both sides of the ball, but much of their roster is still developing. Their most talented players are young, and it feels like next season may be when Oregon becomes a true national title threat. Quarterback Dante Moore has played with poise at times, but his recent performances have been uneven. Now, with wet weather forecasted for Saturday, Oregon faces added difficulty managing tempo and execution. These conditions, combined with inexperience, create the possibility of a tighter contest than the Ducks might prefer. Kinnick Stadium has long carried a reputation for unsettling top-ranked visitors, and this year's Iowa defense is the type that can continue that tradition. The Hawkeyes rank inside the national top 10 in quality drive rate, expected points added per dropback, and 3rd and 4th down success rate, according to CFB graphs. Earlier this season, they limited a high-powered Indiana offense to just over 300 total yards. That effort shows this defense's ability to frustrate explosive teams, even those with elite skill players. Against Oregon, Iowa's experienced unit can again make life difficult for an opposing quarterback who is still learning to handle hostile road environments. On offense, Iowa has shown real growth. The Hawkeyes have scored a combined 103 points in their last 3 games, signaling progress after early season inconsistency. Their ground game has become a steady strength, helping take pressure off veteran quarterback Mark Gronowski. This run-first approach should allow Iowa to move the chains against an Oregon defense that can be vulnerable against power-rushing attacks. Gronowski's dual threat ability adds flexibility, especially near the goal line, where Iowa often capitalizes on short fields. The Hawkeyes rely on a physical offensive line and a patient running style led by Kamari Moulton. That approach shortens games and limits possessions for more explosive opponents. Their methodical drives help neutralize speed and force a slower rhythm. When combined with one of the most disciplined defenses in the nation, the formula is clear. Iowa can pull Oregon into a grind that reduces variance and keeps the outcome within reach. Historical and betting data support that view. Iowa is 6-1 against the spread in its last 8 games as a home underdog, a figure that reflects how difficult it is for visiting teams to escape Iowa City with comfortable wins. The setting itself matters. Kinnick's noise and intensity, paired with Iowa's ability to control tempo and avoid mistakes, often tilt close games in their favor. Oregon may have greater athleticism, but Iowa's balance and discipline make this a challenging trip for any team. If the Hawkeyes can sustain drives on the ground and protect the football, they have the right structure to keep the margin tight into the final minutes. As our first pick for this matchup, the Iowa Hawkeyes to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. In terms of the total, recent market movement has pushed the number higher, yet the reasoning behind that rise appears uncertain. Oregon has struggled to produce against strong defensive teams, and Iowa fits squarely into that category. The Hawkeyes specialize in preventing big plays and limiting red zone conversions. Oregon's scoring output in recent weeks supports that expectation. The Ducks managed only 21 points against Wisconsin and just 13 offensive points versus Indiana. Even their 17 in regulation against Penn State looks modest dangerous now that the Nittany Lions have slipped in form. Iowa's offense, meanwhile, does not rely heavily on the pass. Given Oregon's capable secondary, the Hawkeyes are unlikely to test it often. Their plan will likely center on running the football, consuming clock, and reducing possessions for both sides. That style aligns with a lower scoring outcome, as extended drives and conservative play calling shorten the game. The conditions, the matchup, and recent trends all point toward a slower pace and limited offensive fireworks. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Iowa State versus TCU. It may not be the headliner in the Big 12 on Saturday, but the meeting between the Iowa State Cyclones and the TCU Horned Frogs carries major weight for the conference race. For TCU, this game could decide whether their push for a spot in the Big 12 title game stays alive. Iowa State began the season fast, winning its first 5 games, but the Cyclones have since lost their way. Their recent play has been shaky, and the numbers tell a story that does not quite match their market rating as a top 40 team. Compounding matters, Iowa State is dealing with injuries across several key positions, leaving questions about their ability to keep this matchup competitive on the road. For TCU, the timing could not be better. The Horned Frogs are fresh off a bye week that allowed them to rest and reset after a 7-game grind through the heart of conference play. That extra preparation time benefits a coaching staff led by Sonny Dykes, one of the sharper offensive minds in the Big 12. The challenge now comes against an Iowa State team that has fallen hard from its early season form, dropping 4 straight games after that 5-0 start. Regression has arrived, especially on defense. The Cyclones now sit at 70th nationally in success rate allowed and 80th in 3rd and 4th down success rate, according to CFB graphs. That profile is not ideal when facing a TCU offense that ranks inside the top 20 in 3rd and 4th down efficiency, quality drives, and points per drive. Quarterback Josh Hoover has emerged as one of the most consistent players in the conference, steering the Horned Frogs with confidence while minimizing mistakes. His accuracy and poise have kept the offense on schedule and limited turnovers. Against a struggling Iowa State defense, Hoover does not need a massive scoring day to keep control of the game. He simply needs to maintain his recent rhythm and let the system do its work. Meanwhile, the TCU defense continues to be one of the best in the country at stopping the run, ranking 13th in expected points added per rush and 18th in rushing success rate allowed. That creates a tough task for Cyclones quarterback Rocco Becht, who enters this game in his worst stretch of play this season. The Horned Frogs come into this one both rested and motivated. With 2 of the teams ahead of them in the standings still left on their schedule, they have a direct path to reach the conference championship if they can take care of business here. Hoover has protected the football and led an offense capable of striking quickly, while Dykes has a full week to design new wrinkles and exploit Iowa State's defensive weaknesses. The Cyclones have been allowing an average of 31.8 points per game during their 4-game skid, and those same issues persist in key metrics. Their run defense has been inconsistent, and their secondary has surrendered too many explosive plays. With injuries limiting rotation depth, that could be a major problem against TCU's balanced attack. On offense, Iowa State's inability to generate momentum has made long stretches of games difficult to manage. They will again rely heavily on the ground game, but running into TCU's front line is a tall order. Against this backdrop, the situational factors line up strongly for the home team. Iowa State's struggles have been especially pronounced on the road, where they are 0-3-0 against the spread. TCU, by contrast, has been solid at home, covering in 3 of its 4 contests. The combination of rest, health, and superior efficiency on both sides of the ball suggests that TCU holds a firm edge in this matchup. As our first pick for this matchup, the TCU Horned Dogs to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. When considering the total, this matchup sets up for a slower pace than the market projects. Iowa State will likely aim to control time of possession to limit TCU's offensive opportunities, a sensible plan given their struggles in high-tempo situations. The Cyclones rank 38th nationally in average time of possession, showing a consistent tendency to slow the game and shorten drives. Their offense may not generate many explosive plays, but their methodical style naturally suppresses scoring chances. TCU's defense, particularly against the run, should help that trend continue. Neither offense has excelled in red zone execution this season, which is a key factor when evaluating the total. The Horned Frogs rank 88th in red zone scoring percentage, while the Cyclones sit even lower at 112th. That inefficiency inside the 20-yard line often leads to field goals instead of touchdowns, keeping totals in check. If Iowa State succeeds in sustaining longer drives without finishing them consistently, it will only further limit the total number of possessions in the game. Even with TCU's firepower, the pace and situational dynamics suggest fewer scoring bursts and a more controlled contest overall. The current total sits too high for how these teams match up. As our second pick for this matchup, under the projected total is our full game total pick. Kansas versus Arizona. Two mid-tier Big 12 programs meet this weekend in what should be an entertaining clash between the Kansas Jayhawks, who stand at 5-4 overall and 3-3 in conference play, and the Arizona Wildcats. Neither team is in the mix for a Big 12 title, but the matchup still carries weight because of the quality of quarterback play on both sides. Kansas brings plenty of offensive potential, yet their inconsistency against stronger competition continues to stand out. The Jayhawks have 5 wins, but those have come against Fresno State, Wagner, West Virginia, UCF, and Oklahoma State. None of those opponents would be considered top tier this season. Each time Kansas faces a team of higher quality, they falter. Their inability to rise to the occasion remains the primary concern heading into this road trip. The Jayhawks' defense has also been a weak point. In all 4 of their losses, they have allowed at least 37 points. That pattern shows a defense that struggles to contain explosive attacks, particularly through the air. Facing Noah Fifita and an Arizona offense that has been both efficient and dynamic only heightens those concerns. Arizona has shown strong balance on offense, ranking inside the national top 50 in both rushing and passing production. That balance was on full display in their most recent wins, where they produced multiple explosive touchdowns and averaged over 46 points per game. Defensively, Arizona has also been more stable and organized than Kansas. The Wildcats rank 34th nationally in scoring defense, while the Jayhawks sit down at 81st. Arizona's ability to generate stops and limit chunk plays gives them a clear edge. Turnover margin further tilts the field in their favor, as the Wildcats stand 15th in the country in that category. Protecting the football and winning possessions has become a defining part of their identity. Kansas, on the other hand, has struggled to put together a complete performance against quality opponents. Their offensive line can open holes and their quarterback play has been efficient, but without consistent defensive support, those strengths have not translated into signature wins. On the road against a disciplined Arizona team, that pattern is difficult to ignore. The Wildcats, meanwhile, have every incentive to play sharp and focused football. At 5-3, they can move to 6-3 with a win, improving their bowl positioning and maintaining momentum after back-to-back strong outings. As our first pick for this matchup, the Arizona Wildcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both teams have gone over the posted total in 4 of their last 5 contests, signaling consistent offensive rhythm on each side. Arizona has scored more than 50 points in each of its last 2 victories and currently ranks 31st in points per game nationwide. Even in their losses, the Wildcats' defense has been involved in shootouts, giving up at least 37 points in each of their last 3 defeats. Kansas can move the ball and finish drives, and with both offenses led by capable, experienced quarterbacks, the matchup has the profile of a back-and-forth contest. Noah Fifita enters with a 21-4 touchdown-to-interception ratio, showing his command of the offense and decision-making. Across the field, Jalen Daniels holds a 20-3 ratio, equally impressive in efficiency. Both quarterbacks have proven they can take advantage of defensive lapses, and Kansas' secondary has been a recurring weak spot when facing high-level passers. Both teams have also been reliable for over-bettors in recent weeks, each posting a 4-1 record to the over in their last 5 games. The offensive pace and tendency to create explosive plays make another high total plausible here. Given the strengths on offense and the vulnerabilities on defense, this game could feature steady scoring throughout with limited long drives that stall. It sets up as an entertaining and high-output matchup that should comfortably exceed expectations. It may look like a lofty number at first glance, but given the context, the scoring potential from both sides stands out as the stronger angle. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Washington versus Wisconsin. Camp Randall Stadium is known as a tough environment for visiting teams, and that setting alone makes the points worth considering. Still, Wisconsin's current form raises serious doubts. The Badgers have dropped 6 straight contests and have not scored more than 14 points in any of them. Their offense has stalled completely. Washington enters this matchup as a balanced program that ranks inside the top 25 in scoring offense, while also fielding a defense that stops the run and limits touchdowns. It is a thick line for a visiting betting favorite, and the hook sitting above a key number is not ideal, but Wisconsin's inability to score remains a concern. As our first pick for this matchup, the Washington Huskies to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. The Wisconsin Badgers will host the 23rd-ranked Washington Huskies on Saturday afternoon, looking to turn around a difficult stretch of play. The Badgers have endured a brutal sequence in their last 3 outings, all defeats, including a 37-0 loss to Iowa, a 34-0 loss to Nebraska, and a 31-0 loss to Wisconsin, 0 loss to Ohio State, and a 21-7 loss to Oregon. Their only touchdown across those 3 games came late in their most recent contest, when quarterback Hunter Simmons connected with receiver Lance Mason in the 4th quarter. Wisconsin's offensive production ranks 135th in the FBS, averaging only 262 yards per game. Washington's trajectory has been the opposite. The Huskies are trending upward after a 42-25 victory over Illinois, a result that helped them secure a spot in the rankings this week. Quarterback Demond Williams Jr. delivered one of his best performances of the season, completing 26 of 33 passes for 280 yards and 4 touchdowns. Washington also mixed in a bit of deception, as receiver Denzel Boston threw a 12-yard touchdown pass and led the team with 10 receptions for 153 yards and another score. Wisconsin head coach Luke Fickell continues to face rising pressure as the team struggles to find consistency. Still, the Badgers' recent schedule offers some context. They have faced the top 3 defenses in the Big Ten in back-to-back weeks, a brutal stretch that explains their low-point totals. This time, they meet a Washington defense ranked 10th in the Big Ten in yards allowed per game. The Huskies' defense is sound, yet their explosive offense drives their success. Williams Jr. has found rhythm and continues to lead an attack capable of scoring from anywhere on the field. The question now turns to whether Wisconsin's offense can respond. After a demanding run of games, the Badgers finally face a defense that is strong but not elite. They had a bye week to reset and prepare, and they will enjoy the advantage of playing at home. Fickell understands that the team needs to find points to ease the growing tension surrounding his position. The Badgers have struggled, but this may be their best chance to show improvement and produce on offense. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. Cal versus Louisville. The California Golden Bears enter this matchup still chasing bowl eligibility, while the Louisville Cardinals aim to secure a spot in the Atlantic Coast Conference Championship game in Charlotte. California's offense is not dynamic, yet it has shown steady production with 21 points or more in 5 straight contests and ranks 28th in points per quality drive. The Bears have remained competitive throughout conference play, and that pattern should hold even against a large spread. Louisville holds the advantage in all 3 phases of the game, but California's offense has consistently found ways to generate points against stronger opponents. In recent weeks, the Bears' defense has also delivered key moments that have kept games within reach. Defensively, California ranks 37th in success rate and 30th in quality drive rate allowed. Their biggest issue has been defending the run, but that weakness may not be fully exposed here, since Louisville leans on a pass-first scheme and ranks 80th in net points per drive on offense. The Cardinals have not shown the kind of scoring profile that suggests they can build and maintain large leads. In Atlantic Coast Conference play, they stand at 4-1-0 straight up, yet none of those victories have come by more than 14 points. California's style gives them a chance to stay competitive throughout. Their aggressive, pass-heavy approach fits the mold of a team that can score quickly and extend drives. Even if Louisville pulls ahead by 24 points, quarterback Jaron Sagapolitelli, who has surpassed 2,100 passing yards, has the tools to move the offense efficiently and push through the back door late. Louisville is likely to control the game, but their track record against the spread at home tells a different story, as they are 0-5-0 in their last 5 home appearances. Given their tendency to allow opponents to linger, a final margin around 14 or 17 points would fit their pattern. As our first pick for this matchup, the California Golden Bears to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. California continues to lean on the passing game as its primary method of attack. The Bears rank 15th nationally in pass play percentage, throwing on 56.7% of their snaps. Louisville mirrors that approach closely, passing on 55% of plays, which places them 21st. This shared offensive identity should lead to chunk gains, frequent clock stoppages due to incompletions, and extended possessions. California's defense has been vulnerable, giving up an average of 27.9 points per game. In their past 2 contests, they allowed 31 points against Virginia and 42 against Virginia Tech. Facing a veteran quarterback like Miller Moss presents another challenge, as his experience and accuracy give Louisville the ability to move the ball and put up points in steady fashion. A total in the low to mid-60s feels accurate, but the matchup sets up for a scoreline that edges past the mark. A projected final of 35-21 would push this game just above the total. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.